by believing. It will only take a couple of seconds.
You said it's called Start by Believing?
Yes. So it's a national campaign that we're kind of like spearheading here in Alaska. And basically it means that if a survivor comes to you and tells you their story, that you start by believing them and listening, and that's it.
And not what?
And just start by believing and listening to them and their story.
Sticker one's on top. We have one left. Is it a magnet?
Who should believe?
Oh, you. When a survivor tells you their story.
Just someone who they're listening to, they should believe?
Yeah, like if someone confides in you. The goal of this campaign is to bring awareness that if someone like trusts you and brings their story to you, that you listen to them and you believe them.
Okay, I have a question.
Sure.
I can understand listening to someone who may or may not have been through something and believe in them, so you can lend your ear and be sympathetic and stuff like that. That I'm all for. But when you blanket you, as in me, as in, it seems almost as if you're saying anyone or everyone should believe her. And then that got me to thinking, well, if that should be anyone, because you didn't specify, then that could mean the police. That could mean the courts. So where does it stop where someone should believe someone just because they come forward with the story of what happened? Does that make sense?
Yes, completely.
Because I think we all can agree that there's quite a large percentage of accusations that are false,
well, actually,
which are made
less
publicly.
Than 1%.
What's that?
It's usually less than 1%.
No, it's not. It's actually up to 11%, and those are only the ones that are put in the system as false by the police. There's still a lot more which are false, which are not put in the system as false. And then there's a lot of them which have no foundation, which are never pursued. And then there's ones that are actually pursued, they're convicted, and some of them are still innocent. So there's like a good portion that are false. In fact, in Rio de Janeiro, they have like about 80% of them are false over there.
And so in where?
Rio de Janeiro.
Okay. So I definitely respect and support in that area, but here in the United States, Emily is correct, we have a significantly less cases that are reported that are not actually true. And so the majority...
But they're not actually what?
That they're false. So the purpose of the Start by Believing campaign is that we recognize, I'm not a law enforcement officer, I'm not a judge, but the idea is that when someone discloses that they've been sexually assaulted, our role is to like, okay, how can we offer you support? What kind of services do you think you might need? What can we do as a community to support this person? And then, again, if law enforcement throughout their investigation, if they find, hey, this isn't adding up correctly, if this isn't going in the direction where we can press charges, that's another avenue to explore, and that's a conversation for law enforcement. So
you're saying it's a different conversation than what you're saying to say yes to believe just so you can offer support. You're not suggesting that law enforcement and everyone else should just believe something based on the story, right?
Correct. I would say because we want to start by believing, we want to take everyone at face value of what's happening in their experience and their story, their trauma, their pain. And during an investigation, if someone who chooses to report to law enforcement, if it comes out that, hey, we can't move forward in a criminal justice system, that's another avenue. But we're not going to diminish what someone's telling us because their trauma is real, their pain and their experience is really different. Or not by believing them, it doesn't really show any weight. And if you want, you can look at some of the frequently untested.
But there's a big issue with this 1% thing. That's totally not true. I hope you guys understand that that's far greater than 1%.
I'm not going to listen to that because we know statistically that's not true.
Yeah.
But, so we will just agree to disagree on that.
Yeah. This is okay. I know. I have friends. I have a friend who went through a false accusation. He got expelled and everything, and his life was destroyed.
Yeah, and I can imagine
and it's horrible. So this whole thing about believe first kind of hit a nerve because when there's actually instances out there where the repercussions from false allegations can actually outweigh the repercussions from actually being sexually assaulted. Only because people who are sexually assaulted have support groups, people like you who care are out there for them, and someone who's falsely accused publicly, they're kicked out of school, financially they're in trouble, people distance themselves from them, they lose any possible support group they have, they're slipped into depression, possible suicide. A lot of people have actually killed themselves for false accusations. So that just triggered me.
Yeah, absolutely, and we definitely respect that. And I think the same would be echoed for a survivor who's sexually assaulted. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't reach out to us for services because people don't believe them, or law enforcement doesn't believe them. Their case doesn't get passed.
Yeah, unfortunately, whenever they go to law enforcement, all they really have is their story, and we really shouldn't be convicting people on just someone's story. I think.
Our criminal justice system is definitely flawed, and
that's
there's a dual process part to it. So you've got defense attorneys, you have prosecutors, you have judges, you have juries, and that's the system we have. And so, absolutely, that's part of the process is investigating.
Right. All right. Thanks, guys. Sorry to take up your time.
No, we love it. Thank you.
Take care, guys. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that. Not really any creatures out here lately, so I have to take what I can get. And since my focus is always controversial topics, well, there we go right there. Obviously that's a controversial topic. And that lady has the fucking balls, or should I say vagina, lips, to tell me what, less than 1%? Yeah, what planet are you on, lady? And no one agreed with her. I mean, what? No, less than 1%. And even if that were true, even if the numbers were really low, you still have men suffering from false allegations, and they still need to keep protected from it. So, I guess they think if they get the number low enough that we can just disregard the victims. But the number is way higher. And I did my homework, and over in Rio de Janeiro, I think sorry, I don't know how to say that apparently. They apparently know that it's about 80% due to how they keep track, apparently. I don't think I'm wrong on that. It's something I read recently. Correct me if I am wrong, but if it's 80% over there, and I suspect it's about 50% at least over here, then I wonder if it's slightly higher than 50% over here. Because, I mean, so many times, false allegations are used as a weapon. For various reasons. And I'm sure some of you guys watching, listening to me right now, some of you might not think so, but this is the facts. I mean, go to Reddit on r/support for the accused, and get a taste of all the different stories that are on there for being accused falsely. I mean, they're pretty high. They're not minor. So, and it's true. A lot of guys get ruined financially. They get kicked out of school. Emotionally, no one's really there for them. They slip into depression. I've read quite a few stories where they committed suicide because they can't deal with the shit. No one's there for them. So, it's a real thing. So guys, tell me what you think. Today's topic was victims, and she thinks we should just believe them. Now, I hope you guys understood my distinction between, just believe them for the sake of having a sympathetic view, perhaps. But I think it's dangerous. I think we shouldn't believe them. Because first of all, okay, now that just came to my mind, something I should have said when I was there. I bet some of you already thought of it. I bet you. Okay, now, I should have said this. Just believe you. Okay, belief is not a choice. Okay? You can't choose to believe in something. It's not a conscious decision. So when they tell you just believe, I doubt they're saying this, but what they should be saying is be sympathetic. Act as if you believe in order to be sympathetic. But you can't tell someone to just believe. It doesn't work that way. So I should have said that. Why? See, I wasn't in my debating mind frame. My debating basic mind frame. So it didn't come to mind, I guess. But yeah. Oh well. But I have a real problem with that. No, you shouldn't believe. You should listen. They should have said listen, not believe, because that's just wrong. Because that'll spill over to other areas. No, they're not setting the limit to that believe. You know, what's the limit? Who should believe? They're not setting the limit. They didn't define what that means. So it's just bullshit. It's a bullshit name, a bullshit thing. If they want to be there and support people, they should do that. But fuck that. Just believe. Just believe. Yeah, whatever. And I don't like the way justice system works. Because women actually are believed by a lot of people, and men are arrested. And it's bullshit. Gosh, I wish I said more. Whatever. I'll just have to do for you guys. Anyway, so guys, let me know what you think in the comments. I know it's a change of pace, kind of like that political, the last political video I put on. But you know, I want my channel to be more than just debating ignorant, gullible theists. I actually have interest in controversial topics. So, what I want to do is look for more controversial topics, cover them, and put them online. And you might want to know why am I interested in controversial topics? Well, I'm all about two things. Education and awareness. I think people are most ignorant and uneducated when it comes to emotional topics because people use their emotions to make conclusions for themselves. That's why it's so easy for the mainstream media to fool people into believing their narrative, like that Trayvon Martin thing. When everyone's trying to say, well, George shouldn't have, followed him, and they use emotionally charged words like, stalk and harass and crap like that, when everything George did was legal, and Trayvon came back and attacked him, so he actually did the illegal act, not George. But people allow their emotions to get into it. And because the media spins stories like that around in the way they want people to believe, people just use the emotions and they think they're right. And it reigns true on lots of other different topics, other controversial topics. You know, all controversial topics. A lot of people run on emotions, and we shouldn't be running on emotions, and that's what we should get through to people. Don't use your emotions. When you get rid of your emotions on things and you think objectively, you tend to get rid of stuff that doesn't belong. You know, I purge myself of sacred beliefs by divorcing myself from emotion when it comes to anything that has to do with the topic. And I've been wrong about stuff before. But you show me I'm wrong about something, and guess what? I won't believe it anymore. So that's what I do. That's why I do what I do. I do it because I want to educate people. I want to bring awareness to a better conclusion than what they have. I do my homework. I look into it. I find out the truth about it, and then I engage people. Because it's not because I want to be better than everybody else or some bullshit like that. I want to educate people. You know, I want to expose the ignorance and have people see that, you know, you're wrong. And we should be doing things better, differently. And I might not affect the person I'm talking to, but the crowd will listen. And that's why I have a channel. I should work a little harder at having a better channel. But I kind of put minimal effort into it. My bad on that. I only have 13,000 subscribers, and you guys are all cool and all. But I really don't think I'll be able to get more popular with what I'm doing. I'm not handing out, advice for men on how to be MGTOW or anything really crucial and helpful. That much. I'm just debating a bunch of preachers. And now more controversial topics, which I hope will make it better. Actually, I hope that will make it better. But, you don't usually find people preaching other controversial topics around, so. So sorry I rambled on a little bit more there. Tell me what you guys think, and, peace.